Hello, welcome to Soulprint Intuitive Tarot. It is August 7th. This is the second video I'm putting out today. The other one was released this morning about the economy and trade wars. But I've been watching some of the news coverage, especially about, Trump's visits to Dayton, Ohio and to El Paso, Texas. And I've been getting some kind of strange sort of energetic messages. I keep hearing Humpty Dumpty had a great fall. Humpty Dumpty had a great fall. I think we all know who Humpty Dumpty is. So then my question became, this is my question, I have one. It became, what are the repercussions going to be as a result of the visits to grieving cities that Trump made today and the way he conducted himself today? Because obviously, compassion, empathy, sympathy, support are all emotions completely outside his realm of capability. Simple as that. So come on down. I want to take a look and see exactly how these visits today are going to impact him and ultimately impact the GOP. Impact of today's visits. Impact of today's visits. Impact of today's visits. There's the Fool, which of course is one of my Donald Trump cards, front and center. Okay, so here's, the Fool. Going to visit two places today with complete blinders on. His behavior of sitting on a throne and expecting the world to be absolutely delighted and thrilled that he came. He bestowed his grace upon them. He thought that he could just change the narrative, despite the fact that there was all of this energy saying, he's not welcome here. I don't want him here. I don't want to see him. He doesn't belong here. He is the problem. He is a significant part of the problem that has created exactly the environment we are in right now. He really thought he could just go and somehow change the narrative. Well, he didn't exactly accomplish what he set out to do. What he ended up doing was creating a lot of even more and new energy against him, against the Republicans. In some ways, as time passes and you look back over history, today is going to go down as the day the Republicans lost their complete stranglehold on Texas. They lost it today. That's what happened. Yep. It's like new energy. That's what this Empress is saying. New energy, new focus, increased attention, the creation of even more pushback against him. That's what was created in the last short while. I can't, honestly, I've lost track of how many days it is, because there are other shootings. As were pointed out to me, there was the Garlic Festival, Gilroy, I think. There was Chicago. So what has happened is even people who were maybe distracted by life have now woken up and said, wait a minute. He is creating, he is giving birth to the kind of energy that we absolutely do not want in this country. So he woke up some of the sleeping people. He's going to continue to try to pivot and distract and blame other people. And of course, that was the whole Twitter scenario today, where he was very busy on his way to grieving cities, between grieving cities, to spend a lot of energy attacking everybody and anybody. This movement, it's going to move forward. It's not going to lose momentum. This is sort of what has happened. He picked on a place. Now, let me preface this by saying, I in no way, shape, or form am speaking for the people of El Paso. I am not speaking to the Latino community or speaking for them. This is simply my impressions of the energy I'm reading. He woke up a sleeping lion. There were some people there was a lot of people who were annoyed and angered by his rhetoric and by the accusations and the tone he set right from the get-go. But there were some who, for their own reasons, just were kind of being a little silent about it. They didn't want to draw attention. They didn't want to rock kind of a boat that maybe didn't exactly feel safe to rock, okay? El Paso was the absolute worst place to wake up the lion, because there are so many people there who are going to be voting in this election who weren't eligible to vote in the last election, did not want to vote in the last election. They're going to be rising like a wave, okay? They, in and of themselves, are going to create the momentum that is going to create the environment where the Republicans lose Texas. They're just going to. The motivations, what goes on in his head when he's making calculations, is all about money, all about what I can get, what's in it for me. How do I reclaim and keep the attention on me? It's escalating, I guess is my point. This complete inability for him to govern himself, for him to control his reactions, for him to even be the tiniest bit human. It's not there. All we see from him with all of these appearances is anger, rage, stupidity, and lies. And they're getting increasingly bigger and more pronounced. And that's what is going on. And that is going to be why I say that the Republicans have lost Texas. I appreciate, and I don't know because I don't live in Texas, I don't know a whole lot about the state. I appreciate that there are some red pockets in Texas that are going to be hard to turn even purple. But there are pockets in Texas that are now solidly blue, and there are other pockets that are becoming more purple with the passing of every day. So that is good news. That at least is one bright spot that has come out of these incredible tragedies. So what we're seeing now is we're seeing people who went into shock. Then they became afraid. And now they're getting angry. Anger at unjust behavior. Anger at unacceptable rhetoric and attitudes. Anger that legislation has not been put into place. Anger that legislation has not been put into place to control some of the weapons that are out on your streets that have no purpose except slaughter. That's their only purpose. There is anger that nothing is being done. That do something chant is going to continue to gain momentum and momentum. I maintain what I said, I don't know, a couple of days ago, that with enough public push that doesn't let up, that continues, you could actually manage to get some small incremental changes created. But the big changes are going to have to wait until the Democratic Party has as much sort of real estate as they can harness, okay? They need more people, bigger votes. They need to really create an environment where some Republicans are just really, really running scared. Although it is absolutely delightful to see the number of Republicans who have just decided, they just need to retire. It's lovely to see. Your wishes have the capacity to start coming true, America. It's going to take time. It's going to take work. It's going to take vision. But it can happen. And, the question, well, how come it didn't happen at Parkland? How come it didn't happen at Sandy Hook? And I don't have the answer for you. I'm sorry. I truly wish I did. But this particular sort of weekend of violence was it shook something in the core of the American people. And once that something is sort of shaken awake, you can't tame the lion. And the lion's going to roar. And you are the lion. And the White House is going to hear what you have to say. They're going to listen. Well, some of them are going to listen. The Democrats are going to listen. One or two Republicans are going to listen. And the Republicans are going to try to walk this tightrope where they, don't antagonize, but also seem to accommodate. They don't want to upset one side, but they want to do something so it looks like they care and are doing something for the other side. People's glasses are off. There are no more rose-colored glasses wandering around the United States. There is definitely clarity that wasn't there before. This really is going to become an election going forward, and in the time leading up to it, a period of time where there are two very, very different visions being presented to the American people. And they're going to have to make a choice about what they want their country to be and how they want to be represented, not only to themselves, but to the world. The party who is on the wrong side of history is going to come crashing down. It's going to be a lot of work, but you're going to be able to accomplish what you're trying to accomplish. You're going to get some of these politicians literally on the run, and some are going to literally fall from grace, and that will sort of be the last we hear of some of them. It's almost over. I know that it doesn't feel like it and it doesn't seem like it, but in the grand scheme of things, something that you are able to sort of push forward and move into a new beginning in, the time of a pregnancy, 9 months, perhaps 12 months, 16 months, that's fast. That's fast for politics. And I know there are going to be more people who get hurt. There are going to be more people who get slaughtered. People whose lives are going to be forever torn apart before you reach that final hurdle. But reach it, you will. And as horrible, horrible, horrible as the events of this past weekend were between El Paso and Dayton, and just a few days before Gilroy, it is creating a spark. It is infusing more new and raw energy into this forward movement. This movement of sort of trying to set the country to right. And there is going to be a really big push going forward on people, the judgment that is going to come down, not only in this experience, but going forward in this lifetime and this time of evolution and growth in the United States, but into next lives and next lives and next lives, the judgment that is going to come down on people who try to create divisiveness and fear and anger between races is going to be immense. It is not going to be something that these people are going to recover from. In some ways, it is absolutely appalling that people who profess to be good Christians, somehow it is so easy for some of them to forget that little old commandment about thou shalt not kill. Treat your neighbor as you would wish to be treated. They can justify anything and everything for what they believe is their right. And they're going to come to a bit of a rude awakening when they discover, you know what? It wasn't your right and you weren't entitled. And now you are going to pay. There will be karmic implications for the choices and the decisions you made. Continue to apply pressure on your government by words, by emotions, by actions. It's not going to be easy to blast these people out of their stronghold. But incrementally, it can be done. And the longer the twin shootings, particularly of the last weekend, stay front and center in the press, the more and more pressure is going to be created to make change. And so let that be the rainbow in this very sad and hurtful situation. It's going to be interesting, just as kind of a weird side note, if Tucker Carlson experiences any pushback to the whole white supremacist, just like Russia, is a hoax. Let's hope so. All right, so there we have it. I just wanted to touch base. There were some definite impressions that I was getting that Texas has been forever permanently sort of changed. And whatever stranglehold the Republicans thought they had is not such a stronghold anymore. Trump has destroyed the Republican stronghold in that state. And that's a blessing. That's good news. So, for now, thank you for tuning in. Thank you for watching my videos. I really do appreciate it. I hope you find some comfort and some answers in this video. Please continue to like and subscribe. It means a tremendous amount to me. And barring any sort of unusual, unforeseen circumstances, I will see you again tomorrow. For now, take care, be well, and we'll see you real soon. Bye.